In there? There's no school tomorrow. Yeah, that was the thing. There's a lot going on, and you really just need to look at the website. But Trumpet Studio is on, trumpet, tuba, and euphonium studios are on Sunday. Trombone is temporarily postponed. Monday night is the voice studio, the next one, voice studio part 2. Tuesday night is the band's concert. How many are in that? Yes, good, all right. Next Saturday is the piano studio. Next Sunday is the woodwind studio. I'm not talking this weekend, I'm talking the weekend after. Flute studio, clarinet studio, so all the woodwinds are the weekend after. You really need to focus on getting these recitals in. Those of you who are music minors, obviously this isn't for you. But I was just talking to Dr. Ramey and some others, and some of you have not submitted any recitals for the semester. You know who you are. Okay? Your transcript does not show how many credits a class is worth. I know it's a 0-credit class, and if you fail it, it doesn't impact your GPA. That is true. But it still shows up on your transcript. So when an employer is looking and they see MUSC 1111 recital attendance, F, 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 and you fail this every semester, it still shows up. Okay? So it's not going to impact your GPA. You get that part, but you still have to pass it. And you just have to go to these things. So please make sure you don't fail recital attendance by not going to anything. All you got to do is show up. Just make sure you submit it. If you have any problems with that, talk to your person, Dr. Perry, Dr. Waller, Dr. Ramey. They'll help you figure it out, but you got to get this done. Don't ignore it. I also have people that have not graduated. I have 3 people right now that are finishing recital attendance and didn't get to graduate. One of them stopped taking classes 3 years ago and does not have a diploma because they still didn't finish recital attendance. Okay, you can't ignore this. It's not gonna go away. You have to do it. Everybody agree? Just do it. There's no shades of gray here. It's either pass it or fail it. There's no in between. You don't get to pass if you get 7. You have to hit 8. There is no A, B, C, D. It's P or F. Okay? That's all I'm asking. Please just make this easy on yourself and do it. All right, enough of that. Something for much more entertaining. Our guest today, we've been trying to get here for a while. I heard him speak many years ago and was just blown away when he was speaking as well. He has a last name that's difficult to pronounce, so I'm going to let him introduce his own last name, but I just call him Dr. Tim. So please welcome Dr. Tim.
It's not that good. It's not that good, I've heard. But I just want to see how fast you are, because I don't want to go faster than you can go, but I want to go as fast as you can go. So, your first impression is pretty important. You can see right now, probably those phones shouldn't be out, because I have a great way of just recognizing and pulling up. Let me see how fast you are. Take your hands, put them like this. Good. Get them up there. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, clap when I say clap. 1, 2, 3. I didn't say clap. You're only supposed to clap when I say clap. By the way, 3 of them just went by, and you missed all 3. You said you'd clap when I said clap. Whether you want to clap or not, if you're in the field of music, it doesn't make any difference. You'll clap when that clap goes up. You don't say, I don't do G sharps, clap, and show up. If I said class, that's clap. You wouldn't clap. Their clap just happened again. There it was again. So Tim, what's your point? The point is, so many people have so many opportunities, but they miss them because they're focused somewhere else. Answer immediately. How many of each animal did Moses take on the ark? Noah had an ark, not Moses. Yeah. Doesn't that little voice inside you go, I hate him. He's going to die soon anyway. He's bald. Take your hands, put them like this. Thanks. When I say push, push them together as hard as you can. Ready, go, push. Push! Isn't that the stupidest thing you've ever done? Who are you pushing against? Yourself. Where are you going? Nowhere. What are you wasting? And going? Now, if you didn't answer, you didn't contribute to the welfare of the group. Don't feel bad. We've taught you not to answer. Who went to kindergarten in here? Remember in kindergarten how every kid put their hand up on every question? Boys and girls, I need a volunteer hand go up. They didn't even know what they're going to do. Clean the toilet. I'm in. Put me in. Put me in. Put me in. So watch out for clap because it just showed up again and we weren't ready for it. That means that most of us go to college. Don't worry, I'm a college professor, so I play the game too. Most of us go, take the class. That's why I love it when professors lie to us. Here's a great professor lie. You can't expect to wait till the night before the test to study and get an A. That's a lie. You can't. Cramming works, doesn't it? How many of you do it that way? The leaders of tomorrow. Okay. I mean, how many on the way to the test, you read the information, that's it. And you go in and you erp it on the test and walk out and go, delete, I'll never use that again the rest of my life, right? The problem we have with music is it's either all or nothing. In any other class, if you want to go in, put your head down on the desk and not pay attention, you're not going to hurt anybody but yourself. Music will stop the whole group for you, won't we? Where's my freshmen in here? Oh, bless your hearts. Baptism by fire. How about sophomores? Okay, you survived. Juniors? Seniors? 5-year seniors? Can't pass my piano proficiency senior? How many came to college knowing how to play piano? How many came not knowing how to play piano? That's not fair, is it? So, you and I have a decision to make. You want our time together to be good or really good? Good or really good? Good or really good? Okay, we're going to find out what you're made of then. When I say go, from the second row back is where you'll be sitting. There'll be nobody behind you. Now, before you just go nuts and start running into each other and playing leapfrog, notice the only place you can fill it from is the back, right? So these people up here, you'll jump up a chair, but that just creates another empty chair. You got to make it by the count of 10. You do it by the count of 10. We'll have a good time. Go. 1. 2. They did just what I told them not to do. 3. Back rows, you gotta go. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Butts and seats. No, come on up. We got too much space up. Guys on the outside, move in. Guys on the outside, move in. We got an empty chair on the inside, move in. 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 Back rows, come on, fill it up. Good. You did exactly what I told you not to do. I said, that's okay. One more time. Guys right back here, come and fill in these seats here. I'm going to need these filled. One more time. Take your hands, put them like this. Push. It's stupid, right? To push against yourself. Take your hands, put them like this. And I say push, push forward. Ready, push. Whoa. Now you're going to have somebody who's really smart who says, but Tim, there was no resistance that time. I know. How many have ever resisted? My hand's in the air. Come on, either you did or not. And gang, you're music people. Don't do this. Don't do it. If you do that, and you're a music person, everybody's underneath you. You do that, they're underneath you. You go, I'll stand out there. Well, duh. What was that girl said the other day? I can't believe I'm going to tell you this. I was doing a session. This girl came up the other day. She was all ticked off. And she said, you said band, choir, orchestra. You even said football team. She said, you didn't say cheerleader once. So I thought I'd be, kind of cute. I said, I'll bet you're a cheerleader. She went, how did you know? I said, were you here at the beginning? She goes, yeah. I said, why didn't you put your hand up and say cheerleader when I asked for everybody? I'm not making this up. She goes, I don't like to stand out in front of people. Hey, God, you're a cheerleader. You're going to go behind the stands and do your cheers with... Stupid. So, how many of you are in this room because of a music teacher? Either up or down. Don't go part way. Look around the room. Look around the room. That's the vast majority of the room. How many, had you not met that person, might not be in this room? You do something else. Look around the room. It's almost the same number of people. What's your point, Tim? And I was talking to Christian earlier. We're influenced by our teacher probably more than any other subject in the school. You're going to be an architect. You find a great architect school to go to. You're going to be a music teacher, a music performer, a music whatever. You're probably influenced by your teacher to do it, right? How many were people that hung around the band, choir, orchestra room in high school? How many cut classes hung around those rooms? Ditch classes, hid in those rooms. Did stuff in those rooms you shouldn't have. How many have ever heard this? Music people are the smartest people in our schools. How many have ever heard that? Come on, either you did or not. Yeah. It's not true, but God feels good when you say it. Okay. What is true is when you join music is when your brain starts picking up more stuff and you do better than everything else. So I want to do stuff that's real today, not make-believe. God, do you ever sit through a lecture and walk out and look at your buddy and go, what'd they talk about? Anybody know what I'm talking about? Now this is the time of the year everybody's getting ready to change their major rather than do the work. Trust me, it's really easy stuff to do. Let me see. How many of you are choir people? Orchestra. Band? What did I miss? Yes. Singing? Yes. Say. Yes. Piano. Oh, yeah. Yeah, instrument of the Lord. Okay, what else? Anything else? So here's how important when you say that you are as a teacher. First of all, I want to clean the room up. Like I said, in any other class, if you don't want to pay attention, it's not going to make a lot of difference. You want to sit there and work on your phone or look at your, computer or whatever. If you do that in ethics or geography, it's not going to make a lot of difference. Nobody knows. Boy, we know in music, don't we? How many of you ever watched the whole group stop because of one or two people? What a waste of time. Ooh, that was good. It was like you could read my mind. So I won't finish my sentences. You'll finish them for me. And we'll have a good time. And we'll have lots of fun. It's going to be easy. Look, you're like, what's going on here? So let me see how fast you are. The minute I say go, turn around and introduce yourself to the person behind you. Go. It won't work, by the way. It won't work. You know what's hysterical? People in the back row turned around. You know what I love? I love when you turn around and go like, why aren't... Oh no, it's him. So, how have you ever heard this phrase? There's no second chance in the first impression. Y'all heard that? Okay. So you get your first impression of me. Where's his hair? Besides the other day, I said, I was talking to another college group. I said, what have you got that I don't have? Some girl yelled, hair. I just left. So I want you to look around the room, get your first impressions. Because music is a community. It's not a class, right? It's a community. We hang out with each other. Now, if I'm a freshman and I come in to East Tennessee State University, the most important thing for me is to be a part of you. Check your eyes, see if you just looked up. If you did, that would have been a wreck. And the problem is, others would have got hurt. You see, this is the difference. This is the difference. You don't want to, make eye contact. In another class, they're not going to say anything. In a music class, you've got a conductor up front. You better be up there all the time, right? And you go, well, that's not fair. Well, nobody says it's going to be fair. They say it's going to be worthwhile. So I'm a freshman. I'm coming in. I'm looking at this group, and I want to be like you. So the first thing I want to do is blend in. Does anybody know what the number one fear of young people is? Anybody know what it is? Standing up. It's public embarrassment. Number one fear. So I certainly don't want to stand up. So with this group, I would go about right there. You wouldn't notice me. I'd blend right in. Now, just for the sake of the experiment, put your people out on the floor. So sound like sit up a little taller in the chairs. Good. Now pull your butt up to the front of the chair. Oh, you're looking good. Okay. Now, just for the experiment, just lift up a little bit. And you go, boy, this is uncomfortable. Well, welcome to life, okay? Okay, look around the room. Okay, first impression. In I come, going like, they're serious about this. And then I would pick out the 2 or 3 people that are still in the back of the chair and go, I'm going to go with the peers. And I would lift up. On a 1 to 10 scale, you're a good, solid 8.5, 9. If you want a 10, it's in your face. Most of us hold our faces like this. How are you, delightful? You want to be successful in what you do, let's just be honest. It's not about I, me anymore. It's about we, us. So just for the sake of the thing, smile. Look around. That feels weird, doesn't it, right? Christian was showing me around, Dr. Dunbar was showing me around. Then you're at Steinway School. I work for Steinway. I'm the vice president of Steinway. And when they hire somebody, you know what they do? I'm not even sure this is right or not. They go out and look in their car during the interview, see what it looks like. Because the way you do anything is the way you do everything, right? Take 20 seconds, meet the people around you, find out who's around you. Just take 20 seconds, turn around, find out who's there. Looking good. How are you? Good. Now, what you will notice is that you failed the assignment. Because I said you got 20 seconds and we went way over. And my suspect is the group would still be talking right now had I not interrupted, right? I mean, it's just, yes? Okay, so when I say you want it to be good or really good, I can make it good. I got enough tricks up my sleeve to make it good. Really good is when you participate at the highest level. But here's the problem again. If everybody's on G and somebody's on G sharp, where does your ear go? G sharp. Positive, negative. Negative is so powerful, isn't it? You ever watch a whole group stop because of one or two people? What a waste of time. What a waste of your life. All men are created equal. True or false? Oh, come on, make a call. True or false? Not in my ear training class, they weren't all equal. I'll tell you that. I sat beside a girl who had perfect pitch. And when Miss Malloy, and you heard the history about her, we'll go over and go to the piano, go bee-ba, bee-ba, boom, dee-da-doo, dictate. This girl would just, it was like writing her name. She was like, I'm over there going, here comes the bride. That was not equal by any stretch of the imagination. You people that came to school and learned how to play piano, and you started when you were 4 or embryo or whatever it was, right? You go in there and you just, most of us are one-line readers, singers, one line, trumpet, one line, viola, one line, right? Piano, 10. Plus 2 down here. And I loved the piano faculty, but they had no sense of humor about this at all. Anyway, I don't know, do you have to play Star Spangled Banner still?
My Country Tis
My Country Tis, they'll always get you one of those songs. I just remember asking Dr. Kohler, I said, why do we have to play Star Spangled Banner? He said, Tim, if you're going to amount to anything ever in music education, someday you're going to be asked to play the national anthem. You don't want to look like an idiot. I'm 77 years old. Nobody's ever asked me to play the national anthem. If I did, I just did an A-flat chord. Okay, you're da-da-da. Right? We had to do that. We had to play something by ear. That was pretty easy. That's pretty easy. But then sight reading, yeah. And they put that hymn up there, and they're sitting there like stuck, like, gotcha. You're going to graduate from here. We got all your money too. And somehow you think if you get that first chord welded, you're going to be okay, right? Now we don't care how fast you play, Tim. We care how accurately you play. So you count off a measure that is comfortable for you. There's the loophole right there, isn't it? 1. And. But we made it, didn't we? We made it. So I got to tell you, I got to hear a story, and then we'll play some games. You want to play some games? Yeah. Games always fun. You know the worst form of learning, right, is what I'm doing right now, don't you? This is the worst form of learning. Me talking and you listening. It's the worst form. If I do visual things with you, then that's better. You'll remember more of that. If I have you do stuff yourself, that's when you'll remember. So I'm in the country of Texas, right? And I'm doing this workshop. Am I going too fast? Do you want me to slow down a little bit? So I'm doing this. There's this whole auditorium floor full of young band, orchestra, and choir kids. I said, how many of you think your group could get better? They're all going to put their hand up, right? Because they're leaders. I said, how many of you think for your group to get better, something's got to change? Hands go up again. I said, how many think what has to change is something you can purchase? Because I want them to see you can't go out and buy it. That it's already inside you if you're willing to work for it. This hand comes flying up. All the directors are sitting up in the balcony watching the kids. I'm like, oh God, some kid. And I said, Stand up. So she stood up. I said, you band, choir, orchestra? She said, I'm in band. I said, what could you possibly buy that would make your band better? She said, a new director. She's right. You should have seen the directors in this balcony. They're like, holy crap, was that my kid that said that? Was it? And I said, well, come and see me afterwards, thinking she might have been a jerk. I said, come and see me afterwards. I watched her during the workshop. Her eyes were locked on me all the time. There wasn't one time I looked at that kid that her eyes weren't on me. And she laughed and had a great time. She was one of the first ones up on her feet at the end of this thing. And she came up, and I went over and I started talking to her. She goes, take care of everybody else first. Now, there's something in that. Maturity is the ability to understand how your behavior impacts other people. The more mature you are, the more you can figure out, if I do this, it's going to cause that, right? Now, in a musical organization, somebody that's not prepared or not paying attention or brought their own agenda into the ensemble, they're affecting everybody, right? It's like having the flu and sneezing in their face. And they're not mature enough to even know they're that important. It's like people that talk during rehearsal. They don't know the damage they do. They're just talking, right? So I went and talked to everybody else, went back to her, put my arm around her, and I said, you know what? I said, I appreciate you had the guts to say it. But I said it was inappropriate and it was incredibly precocious. I said, how do you think your director felt? She goes, my director's not here. I said, how'd you get here? She said, my cousin lives 3 houses down. Puts her in a different school system. They come every year. I always come with my cousin. Then the tears started. I said, are you okay? She goes, no. It's my senior year and our group's gonna, again. What do you want me to tell her? I said, maybe your cousin, they have more money. And she goes, don't. My cousin goes to poor school. I go to the rich school. She said, we have everything except a music teacher that cares about us. Yeah? So most of you here is because some music teacher cared about you. Here's what I want you to do. I'm going to give you one more chance to get this done right. And get between 2 new different people. I want all the seats full, so the empty ones are in the back. You've got to look at. Now, before you all start moving in here, that's not the answer. You have to let people know where those seats are in the back. You have to let people know they're here. You've got to the count of 10. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, amazing, like Keystone Pop, 6, 7, 8, and butts down. All is going to be inside, because people don't want to crawl over. Now, if it was little kids, when they came in, where would they have sat? They'd have been up front. We learned to go to the back. Any Baptists in here? You get trained to go to the back, I think. Like that. How many think your groups could get better? Let me see. How many think the groups could get better? Either up or down. Don't go part way, gang. How many think for them to get better, something's got to change? How many think what has to change is something you can purchase? Okay, it's so stupid. It's already in us. Get your feet flat again one more time. Good. I'm going to bring you up in front of the chairs for this. If you turn your butts and face this way, you turn your butts and face this way, that would be great. Take your hands, put them together like that. Did you have to think about it? Yes or no? No. Are you aware of this? The mind does not like to think. Are you aware? We're coming to finals, right? It's pretty obvious, right? The mind does not like to think. It will. That does. How many wait till the day before the paper's due? It's okay. Yeah. And then we promise ourselves, this weekend I will study. Next weekend I will change my major. See if your left thumb's on top or your right thumb's on top. How many had your left thumb on top? How many had your right thumb on top? Which is correct, left or right? What do you want to say? Your own, right? Left thumb people are supposed to be romanticists. Well, don't change for crying out loud. It's a joke. Right thumb people are supposed to be good thinkers. Good thinkers, good romanticists, good thinkers. Anybody do it like that? Did you? That means you think you're a good romanticist. If you do it like that. Do it together. Take your hands apart, reset your fingers the other way, put the other thumb on top. How does it feel? Wrong. Except to half the room, this feels right, and they think you're wrong. And we're back to this stupid thing, aren't we? Wasting a lot of time. Have you figured this out, gang? This is not a dress rehearsal. This is it. Always like, we're preparing you. Oh, we're not preparing you for anything. You're in it right now. Remember when you're in the second grade and thought you'd never graduate? You're here. Right, take your hands, put them like this. The minute I say go, clasp them together. Go! Let's go the old way or the new way. Most people go the old way. That's why I'm pretty ineffective. Take them apart again, this time as fast as you can, the new way. Go! Do you see people miss and go like, here we go. Take them apart. New way. New way. We'll get a groove. Not on 1 and 3. No. Anybody on 1 and 3, go back to the Neapolitan era. Now get ready to go the old way. I'll tell you when. Switch. Oh, it feels good, doesn't it? Now we're going to switch every other one. I'll tell you when. Switch, switch, switch. Now follow me. Good, stop. I have a question to ask you. Notice the talking afterwards? Those are opinions. Opinions at this level are just probably not worthwhile. I said follow me. You want truth or feel good? Which do you want? Truth or feel good? Truth. No, you won't feel good for God's sakes. The truth is this. I said follow me. And you're a great group. That's already established. When I was here, most of you were here. That's the truth. You did enough to get by, right? Now, what will happen is, the better the group gets, the more the people who get by start to show up. You get in, get in. Good. Now, somebody can just talk, you look stupid. Somebody come in and go, what are you doing? It's our music symposium, man. Good. Put your hands together real fast. Old way or new way? Old way. Because the mind doesn't want to what? Change. We're creatures of habit. Where are my clarinet players in here? You know, like when you say do that, you say that's uncomfortable. The first time you put that in your mouth, was it comfortable? Did you go, oh, where have you been all my life? It hurts! You string players, you put that under your chin, you're like, ugh. Play the cello, you just walk away the same way. I used to have good posture. I'm a percussionist. They hung the drum on me. I went, ugh. Took it off. I just walked away the same way. Nothing's comfortable until you do it for a long time. You're going to have to think about it. Sit up. Pull out front. Put your hands, put them like this, one up, one down. See which is up, see which is down. See if the person beside you has the same one. You never get up. See if the person beside you has the same one up. Good. Take them apart. Shake them. Reset them the other way. Go back first way. Go the new way. Go back first way. I just love those of you who just go like, it's in here. It's in here somewhere. I know. Now, if I were you, because at 19, 20, 21 years old, that was the time I pretty much knew everything. 77, I'm so confused I don't know anything. I would have said, well, what's this got to do with anything in music? That's why we practice. That's why it's fundamentals. We do it so many times that you don't have to think about it. Yes? Because you go, okay, when I play my recital, I'll think, no, you won't. That adrenaline will squirt in there so hard, you'll go, am I breathing? Am I breathing? I'm going to die. So why don't we do it then? Because we're lazy. How many of you are lazy besides me? I'm lazy. It's not, now look, sit up and look right here. If you don't remember anything else the old man says, remember this. It's not the knowledge. The knowledge is easy. It's the wisdom. It's what you do with the knowledge. I have a lot of knowledge I don't use. How many of you know this knowledge, the ledge of knowing? How many of you know? I don't know. Sugar's bad for you. Good. How many of you eat sugar? Good. Well, you know that. How many know alcohol? Well, I won't go there. I'll give you a break. How many of you know if you practice, you'll get better? How many a lot of times don't practice? Okay. Well, see, it's not. So we can just preach all this stuff forever. It's what you do with it. So take your hands and clap like applause. Loud, loud. Take it again, take all the vocal part out. Go, 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 go. Watch the release. This is the way you clap your whole life. Flip your hands the other way. Whoa, 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 whoa. Gotta get a comparison. Ready? Go. First one. I rest my case. I rest my case. Take your right hand and reach as high as you can. Good. Get them up. Get them up. Now, 1 inch higher. Good. God, how'd you do that? I go 1 inch higher and you put it down. You're stupid. 1 inch higher, and you don't go just go, okay. So we don't reach as high as we can. We reach as high as it's comfortable. That's why, look right at me. In a setting like this, to pull back would be the most selfish thing you could do because the group's up, right? And that G sharp starts to grind, doesn't it? You have rules in the school that make no sense at all. Did you have rules in your high school that made no sense at all? You can't go to the bathroom without a pass. Is that the stupidest thing you ever heard in your life? Don't you know when you have to go? You know why the rule exists? Some kid at one time couldn't go from classroom to a bathroom back. And so now you all have to sign up. I mean, come on, gang. But in music, it's different. Because if everybody's having a good day and one person's having a bad day, who sets the tempo? The bad day. You watch, take 2 or 3 negative people out of a group, the group will get better all of a sudden. And I just like, why? And you know why people are negative, don't you? It gets tremendous attention. You're talking to a drummer. It gets tremendous attention when you're negative. When you're positive, we rarely say anything to you. We just let you go. So if you want attention and that ego needs a good smack on the side of the head, do something wrong. It works every time. Does the cymbal float? No. And everybody will turn and look, and you will all laugh. So, how many are going to be teachers? Good. How many are going to be parents someday? So you're going to be teachers too. So that's part of it. That's part of it. So I kind of want to play this game here to see really how good you are. Because we'll only be as good as the weakest person. And that's the difference. I was, during the pandemic, I do principal leadership workshops, for principals and superintendents. and they all got together, and they're doing this online. And they're going, what class held the kids the best? Online, what class? Anybody want to guess what it was? It was music. And then all these principals are going, why music? Because it's not a class, it's a culture. And then these principals go, they have jackets, they go on trips, they hang out with each other and get married and make more of the same. True, yes or no? So what they came up with, and then they said, well, why doesn't every teacher do that? Because think about that. You get that math teacher or geology professor once, maybe twice, maybe. You get him all the time, don't you? Every day, every year, right? Sometimes more than your parents. You don't think you're important? You don't think who you are worth sitting up for? Because those kids sign up. Here's the statistic if you want to go look it up. 83% of the kids that quit band, choir, orchestra in high school. Anybody know why they quit?
Teacher.
The teacher. Had nothing to do with music. Now, they don't have any choice on math. They're going to take it whether they want to or not. But then they only have to put up with that math teacher for one semester, and they wash them out and bring in new ones. That math teacher doesn't have to retain, doesn't have to recruit, because it's an option for us. But how many have ever known a really good music program, the person left, and it tanked in a year? What, did F sharp change? No. How many have ever been in a program that wasn't so good? Some hot shot came in, and the program got better all of a sudden. I was teasing Christian today. I said, you got there just at the right time, didn't you, buddy? Because that's when it goes up, right? So here's what I want to do. I was in a think tank. You know what a think tank is? Think tanks when they put people together, and they won't let you out to come up with the answer that they think is normal. And this was it. What makes for a great musician? Well, first of all, you want to go musical talents, right? They're going to know. That's an assumed. What makes for a good musician, and then one that also makes a good music teacher. Oh, God, we came out with these flowery platitudes, and they go, no. It's got to be short. Anybody want to guess what it was? The ability to create a trust relationship with another person. Isn't that amazing? How many loved your high school music teacher? How many, if I said right now, can you picture that person in your mind, could get them just like that? Okay. How about your history teacher? You got a couple, right? And as years go on, you'll go back to your high school reunion, and guess who will hang out together? The music geeks. Everybody else is showing pictures of their children and being polite, and we're over here going, you remember the time that we went on that trip and we challenged John Neppy to jump off the 4th floor in the swimming pool? You remember that? And he did. And there was no water in the pool. You remember that? That's not good, was it? No, that was not good. He's walked funny his whole life after that. And then at the end of the night, the class president gets everybody together and says, who was the teacher that made the biggest impact on you? And we look at each other and go, well, duh. It's the choir director, it's the band director, it's the orchestra director. You're like, you're a lawyer. You go, I know, that's how I got through law school. You go, what? Oh, don't you, Mr. Gombert? At the end, it'd be at the end of rehearsal, and the bell would ring, and he'd scream, go back to letter B. And we're like, no, the bell is shut up! Letter B! I'll write you a pass! And then he never would. You remember that? And when I went to law school, I just kept going back to letter B. Other people would do their stuff and leave. I kept going over and over. I'm not smart enough to be a lawyer. I'm just persistent. Well, what about you, Julie? You're a doctor. That's how I got through med school. Don't you remember, Miss Sellers would always say, you got to give up giving up. And that every time I wanted to close that book, you got to give up giving up. Well, she was on my shoulder, witch. But I made it through med school. So that's how important you are. And sometimes when I see you at Mezzo Forte, and because I'm so jealous of you, because you do have the part I don't have. I told my class the other day, I said, I'll give anybody $1 million cash. That got everybody's attention. If you can give me 10 years of life, give me a decade, I'll pop you $1 million. You can't do it, can you? Because you can't get back now. We're a present moment creature. How many in this room are spoiled besides me? We should have all put our hands up. We live in America, for crying out loud. We go to music schools. We're going to have jobs with the things that are fun. You know, I was one of my doctoral students. When I go to work, you're not going to go to work. You're going to be a music teacher. You want to work? Go out and bale hay. Anybody in here ever bale hay? That's work, isn't it? You get the cuts and all that stuff. No. What we get to do is make kids connected to music and make them better people. So I want to play this game, but I want to do it without talking. Does anybody know why I want to do it without talking? Why would I want to do something that I haven't talk? Oh, come on, you're smart. Yeah, go.
So we pay our full attention?
You'll pay full attention, that's one. That's a good one, by the way. There's a really big one, too. Another one.
Make it uncomfortable?
Make it, say it.
Uncomfortable?
Could be. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. That's good, yeah.
So we have to communicate.
Have to communicate. Keep going. There's a really big one. It'll go so much faster. Come on, you guys are performers. Do you ever stand up behind stage and just before you went on, that little voice up here called the demon says, you should have practiced harder. And then when you walk up, he goes, oh, dang it! I know we can do better, but you don't get a second chance. There you go. So, without talking, watch. You two turn to face each other, then you two. Now the next two turn to face. Then you two. Turn to face. Then you two. Then you two. Then you two. Then you two. Now the next two turn to face, going all the way across. You got to turn your butts so they know where you are. And if we could do it without talking, it will go so much faster. Now, take your partner's right hand. Good. Stand if you don't have a partner. Stand if you don't have a partner. Yeah, that means the line is on here. Good. Come in there. He's partner. Look right back there. Go get partner. Go, go, go. You can't share partners. That's illegal in the United States. Okay, now, you can let go of their hand unless you just want to touch somebody else. Let's do this. Let's see if you can do it without talking. So far, you've impressed me. You know, most people by this time do it. Without talking, decide who's number one and who's number two. You can do it. Good. Where's my number ones? Number twos. Okay? Number ones, I want you to take your right hand and hold it to the number twos, just like that. Good. Number twos, I want you to make a fist with your right hand and lay it in the palm of their hand. Good. Number twos, do exactly what I tell you to do. Number ones, just do what you think you should do. Number twos, add some gentle pressure. Add a little bit more. And more. Add a lot. Good. You guys are great. With this half of the room, just turn and watch them do it. You're going to do it again over here so they can see it. You're going to do it. You're going to do it. Here we go. Ready? Gentle pressure. More. More. All you got. Stop. Good. You do it. You watch. Ready? Here we go. Gentle pressure. More. More. Stop. Good. Let's flip it. Two's open, one's fist. Here we go. Everybody's in. Gentle pressure. More. More. Really more. Good. Stop. You're Americans, that's for sure. How many of you, when you pushed, you felt them push back? How many of you, when you got pushed, pushed back? It's the instinctive thing to do. When somebody pushes us, what do? Push back. And you have a paper due that has 12 pages. Oh, for God's sake, I don't know what that now. And we change the parking lot. No, don't change the parking lot. Anybody pushes us, the initial is push back. So now we have the problem. What's the solution? You be my helper?
Yeah.
Come on up. What's your name?
Kylie.
Kylie? That's my name too. Nice. And what do you do here? I mean, what do you play or sing or what?
I'm a vocal music performance.
Okay. Oh, this is perfect. And what year in school?
Junior.
Okay, good. Are you smart?
I like to think so.
Yeah. Okay. Just teasing. You right-handed?
Yes.
Okay. Put your hand up like that. Kylie represents all of the students, all of you, all of the people you're working with. Leader, follower, she's the follower, I'm the leader. Kylie, I want you to keep your eyes right on your hand. I'm the leader, I'll keep my eyes in my hands. First I'll go I, me, then we'll go we, us, okay? Are you watching your hands? Follow my hand with your hand. Keep your eyes on your hand. No, I'm up here. Keep your eyes on your hands. What are you doing? Vocal performance? Yeah, you missed the entrance. Don't pay attention. Keep your eyes on your hand. Don't do your eyes on your hand. No, over here. You missed it again. Now, I came from the school of thought that I would just trash her. You're not practicing, you're not watching, you don't care. You're using up their time. Don't you care, blah, 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 and it goes on. How many, don't go away, sweetheart. I'm not done abusing you yet. How many have you ever had a teacher just rip your face off? It's okay. Now, did you walk out the hallway afterwards and go, wow. I am so thankful for that criticism. This is going to lift me to a higher level of my human potential. Where'd you go out going? I'm going to cut her tires as well. It's not Kylie's fault. If people aren't following us, it's not their fault. We're going to make one switch, Tiger. You watch my hand, I'll watch yours. I just went from I, me to we, us, which is a huge jump in the way people think and their attitudes, okay? Ready to go?
Yes.
All right, there you go. Just keep watching my hand. That's a way. She got really good, didn't she? I don't have to watch her anymore. She do stuff she wasn't going to do before. Good, 5. Give her a good hand. She did a good job. stupidest thing in the world. Who were you just clapping for? No, that's the myth. You were clapping for yourselves, acknowledging Kylie. You go, Tim, what the devil are you talking about? When you do this, that doesn't say anything about Kylie. It's something about you. You should all get a standing ovation for going to music school in the first place, to be real honest. But somehow we get into the fact that we're not supposed to do that. We're supposed to play safe. If it says action, we'll wait about 4 or 5 times before we do it to make sure it's okay. Yes? No, you just said something about you. And you're just clapping your brains out there, and I'm like, who's going to stand? Then did you notice when one person went, the whole enchilada went? Yeah. Okay, face partner, face partner. This is fun. We're going to have a good time. Ones are going to be the leaders. Twos are going to be the followers. Now, the first time through, Kylie will tell you you're going to want to cheat, yeah? You want to look over. But you know what? If we're going to be teachers or parents or even performers, we can't get behind the eyes of the other people. We have to convince them. So don't look over, otherwise you won't get the full experience of the little exercise. Okay, load them up. Ones, you're the leaders. Twos, you're the followers. Ready, and go. Now you got to challenge him. You got to challenge. Challenge. Good. Well, stop. That talking thing went all the snot, didn't it, right? You guys over here turn and watch this. Here we go. Ready? You're going to do it again over here so they can see it. Ready? And go. Now let's assume that's intonation or articulation. There's no alignment. There's no harmony. It's just every man for himself. And we got people that don't even want to play. Good stuff. You watch, you do. Ready? And go. Challenge. Challenge him. Good. Stop. Now here's the important question. Here's the important question. Where's my number twos? And just be honest in your answers. Does it feel good or bad? You know what people do when they feel bad? It's either fight or flight. And in most cases, it's flight. I'll go back into I, me. I won't be considerate about the other people around me. I won't be thinking about them. That's their problem, not my problem. And there's the difference. Eyes. Eyes. There's the difference. The difference is when you quit thinking about yourself, servant leadership, and you put the emphasis on them. The hysterical part is when you help somebody else, you raise your own self-worth. And when you only just do your I, me stuff, it can get pretty nonsense. So where's my number twos again? Okay, let's put you in charge. We'll play a sitting game. Now, number ones, no, they're ticked off. They're going to come at you. They're going to come at you. Load them up. Ready, go. Watching. Good stuff. You guys are hostile, man. I love this, man. This half of the room. Oh, stop. You're going to hurt each other. Stop. This half of the room. Turn and watch them. Twos do exactly what you just did. Ready? Go, twos. Good stuff. You watch, you do. Go, twos. Stop. Now look up here. Pull up the front, pull front, pull front, pull front, pull front, pull front. Here's the ones. Here's the twos. Make me look like a jerk. I'll make you look like a jerk. Twos actually made it what? Worse. You ever have somebody just come down the hallway and just hit you in the arm? What's the first instinct? Hit them back harder. You guys are good. Let's go back to the ones again. Now, let's hope you haven't broken the trust relationship to the point that they won't participate. Watching your own hands this time. You got that was the first one? It doesn't work. Watch each other's hands. Ones, whatever you do, don't lose them. Load them up. Ready, and and go. Slow down if you have to. You don't want to make them look like jerks. Yeah, you're getting creative now. I love it. Twos take over. Go twos. Good, stop. Let's have the room over here. Turn to watch. Twos, do it the right way so they can see it. Ready, go twos. Don't try to trick them. Don't try to. Get them to follow you. You're doing great. Notice the difference? It's amazing, isn't it? Good stuff. You watch, you do over here. Ready, go. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Good stuff. Up front. Eyes here. This energy and this energy are the same energy. I, me, we, us. As a teacher, conductor, performer, here's what I want. I want Kylie in so close to me. I want her in so close to me that when I go, if she's playing and I go, or singing, she goes right with me. And yet we'll bury ourselves in that music, won't we? This stuff on the page isn't the music. Music's between this person and that person. It's in here. Where one, I look at you and you go, Tim, what the crap are you talking about? 1 plus 1 equals 4. You get it? No. Okay. 1 plus 1, you put them together. That doubles it. That doubles the 2. Because now we have new ideas and fresh ideas. Because you put some macaroni in here, and you put butter in here, and I had never used butter before. And then well, what if we did? And then it does this. But if you're going to go, it's all me. It ain't going to work, gang. I've tried it. It doesn't work. You make yours. I'm going to take you with me and plant you in the audience. We're going to. So flip around over here. Flip your butt over here. I'm never sure if I should tell stories or not, because it only takes 1 or 2 people not to listen and it ruins it, yeah? Did any of you grow up on a band method called Essential Elements? There's a yellow and white book. Okay, so I wrote it. I was I was lead writer. My wife and I went to first grade together. Isn't that disgusting? I told Chris, because Chris is one of my best friends. He really is. And that was one of the reasons I was so excited about coming here. So I called this morning after Chris and I had some coffee together, and I said, I just had the best time. I said, I hope this afternoon, and she knows, she's a psychologist. She's a lot smarter than I am. And I said, I'm just ambivalent. She goes, what are you worried about? I said, well, what if those kids don't like me? She said, Tim, there's so many people that don't like you. A few more aren't going to make a lot of difference. Boom goes the phone. Oh, thank you. So, no. Then I said, well, Andrea, I just have to be honest with you. I wonder if you'd like me if the books weren't selling and you couldn't have a nice house. She goes, oh, God, you're so insecure. She goes, if you were a total failure, I would still love you. She said, I would miss you terribly, but I would still love you. So anyway, Andrea and I don't have any kids. Andrea and I don't have any kids. But we pick up strays along the way, right? Now this is how powerful you music teachers are going to be in here are. This is how powerful you are. So we had this little girl. She came home and she said, they're going to have band in school. Mallory was in 5th grade. We're going to have band in school. Should I be in the band? Well, my God, I'm coming up over the end of that table, right? And my wife's going, And I'm like, why didn't you always say something? She goes, that's her decision, not yours. No 12-year-old can make a decision like that. I shall determine her life's future. So Mallory doesn't say anything the next night. Finally, I couldn't stand. I said, Mal, what about that band thing? She goes, oh, yeah. She said they came to all the classes and said, anybody wants to be in band, come down to the band room with us, and we'll look at all the instruments. I said, did you go? She goes, oh, yeah. I said, did you try all the instruments? She goes, oh, yeah. I said, you going to do it? She goes, yeah. I said, what instrument did you decide to play? She said, flute. You tried the oboe, the bassoon, the French horn. She goes, I tried them all. I don't like them. I said, people that play them professionally don't like them. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking scholarship. So Andy says, what makes you nervous? He plays the flute. Oh, you all know this. I said, it's Indiana. She'll be a flag in the marching band. Watch out. Here we go. So she comes home. I said, she's going to take flute lessons, yeah? And I'll get her a really good flute. She comes home from her first flute lesson. She's got her Essential Elements book and her flute. She goes, Andy, she said, you're not going to believe this. One of the guys that wrote the book has the same name Uncle Tim has. My wife said, that is your Uncle Tim. She goes, no, it's not. My band director said, that guy's dead. Made me feel good. So we get through that. Sophomore year, come home. There's a flag leaning up against the kitchen wall. Mallory, come here. What is that? She goes, it's called a flag. I know what it's called. Why is it here? Mr. Miller. Same guy told her I was dead. Mr. Miller said I can make more of a difference as a flag than I can as a guy. That good sense of time and who didn't buy a $3,000 flute to blow on? So I gave in to that. Junior year, I come home. There's a clarinet sitting on the counter. I said, come here, Mel. Before I ask you what it is, I know what it is. Why is it here? Mr. Miller. You're all Mr. Miller. Mr. Miller's that. And he's a good band director. He's really good. He said, we have too many flutes. Who jump over and play clarinet? Sweetheart, you're playing first chair flute. We've invested in Mr. Miller. Had nothing to do with the flute, the flag, the band, nothing. It had to do with Mr. Miller. She wanted to please Mr. Miller, yes? So I hear her squeaking and squawking in there. I went in. I said, let me see it. There's a piece of junk. Where's clarinet players here? You couldn't even get over the break. You couldn't get over the break. It was horrible. Go ask him what kind of clarinet you should have. She comes back the next day. She goes, here it is, Buffett. I said, it's not Buffett, it's a buffet. You're not getting a buffet clarinet. Why? Because they're very expensive. That's one thing. And Uncle Tim works for Conselma. So that would be competition. But Mr. Miller said we need matching clarinet. Well, why don't you tell Mr. Miller to get you all playing the right note? So I bought her buffet clarinet. Now I want you to look at this. She's overridden the guy that wrote the book, helps make the instruments. Are you with me? Where do you want to go to school, college? I want to go to Ball State because she wants to be an elementary teacher. One of the best schools in the nation for that. She couldn't hear me. Come home her senior year, she got a Ball State sweatshirt on. I said, what's about that? I talked to Mr. Miller. He thinks that's a good school for me. You get how powerful that director is? I don't think that's true with the math teacher. Exceptions, yes. But for the most part, no. Okay, one more game, yes? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, to play this next game, you have to reset the group and be between two people you didn't know. Before you walked in the room, you've got to the count of 15. You're going to have to help each other. Go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10. Scoot to the inside. Go to the inside. Out of way, out of way. Out of way, out of way, out of way. We'll help each other. We'll help each other. Good. I think I can even make this better. Yeah, jump on here. Out of way. You guys, can I take like 1, 2, 3, 4? Either scoot in or let's fill up these chairs over here in the back row. Would you do that for me, please? Thank you. No, you don't have to go. You're fine. It's the one behind you. Yeah. Yeah, because you're gonna that and. Anybody got an empty chair beside me? Okay, can I get a couple more down here? Guys, you want to run down here for me? Thank you. Appreciate you doing that. Got a couple over here. Looks like 3. Thanks for helping me out. Appreciate it. Yeah. Good deal. This is mandatory volunteering. How about taking that row and putting them in that little space in there? Yeah. See, right that away. This will help. You go, Tim, what's this got to do with anything? Trust me, we can't play the game without it. Next 3, yeah, in. Yep, 1, 2, 3, thank you, appreciate it. We're getting close now. All right, let me divide you right here. Lean one way or the other. Okay. Thank you. Now, remember where that line is. Remember where that line is. Where is it split right here? Split right here. You're going to be a 1. You're going to be a 1. You're going to number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When it gets to you, you're going to be in the back row. Go back, yes? So grab the hand of the person you're going to pass to. Grab the hand of the person you're going to pass to. Grab the hand of the person you're going to pass to. You're going to pass back. You're going to pass back. Good? Good? Come down here. Gang! If you don't talk, I can do this really fast. That's right. It's going to come down here. You're going to pass back. You're going to pass back. Back. Down here. You're going to pass back. There you go. Down here. When it's there, you're going to come down here. You're going to pass back. There you go. Down here. And I'm going to move you guys back down a little bit so they can pass back to you. How would that be? Thank you. Appreciate it. Good. Does anybody not know who they're passing to? If you're the last person, stand. If you're the last person, stand. That would be good. Who is it over here? Who's not passing back to anybody? You're the last person? There you go. There you go. Good. No, there you are. Now, this has to happen fast. You're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 2 you pass to. When it gets to you, you're going to let me know how many people are on your team. Okay? Ready? Number up now. Go. Go.
9.
Out of the way. We'll see who gets there first. I think you're passing back there. And good. I think ma'am, you're passing back. No, I think she's on that. No, I think you're on that side, aren't you? Okay, you pass back to the red, to the red, to the red, to the red. Good. And now you pass back. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, what number did you end up with? You don't know. How about it? Keep going. You're close. You're close. You're going to make it. All right. Now, does anybody not know who they're passing to, or this won't work? Okay? Good. Drop your hands. You stay up. When I say go, you're going to take the word yes and pass it. And it's going to go yes, 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 yes. Now, you can't go over the top of somebody, or 2 or 3 people can't say it at the same time. When it hits you, yell stop. Okay? We'll see who's the best. Ready? Go.
Yes.
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 That's it. Good. You know who's passed? Do you know where you're coming from back here? Young lady, who are you passing to? No, behind you. Who's passing pink? Who are you passing to? You're passing to him? Okay, it's coming around. Okay, good. Now, by the way, you were only behind about 2 seconds. This is for the championship. Ready? Let me ask you something. You going to be upset if somebody doesn't want to play the game?
Yes.
Because it affects who? Everyone. Ready, go! That's going to be close. Watch for the people who just do their yes and then go back into I me versus the people who stay with it the whole time. Take the word no, pass it back up. When it hits you, say stop. Ready? Go. Now this is going to be close.
No.
Last one. Watch, because then I want you to hear it. Take this. Pass it back. You know what? It's interesting, and I know they're watching it too. It's interesting to watch you all go, okay. It's a kindergarten game, for God's sake. Ready, and go! All right. It's taking you, now this is where this whole thing pays off. It's taking you about 18 seconds. Okay, now let's go for cooperation. Because cooperation will always override competition, even though competition is fun. Let's start with you. It's going to come up here. When it hits you, you're going to pass over here and take it back with your group. You're going to yell stop. If you do it at the time that your number off, this should take 36 seconds. If you all get involved, watch what happens. That means you come to the front. That means you're ready to go. That means you don't just do your part and then slump back. You stay in it the whole way. And you throw it to the next person. Ready, and go. Five. 10. Oh my God, you're gonna be way ahead. 15. 20. 19 seconds. Now, which do you do better at? Competition or cooperation? Be honest with me. Which do you like better? You're going to get both answers. You know why? Up you go. Up, 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 up. Thank you. You're going to do better. You like competition because it gives you bragging rights. All right? Now, I want you to watch what's going to happen when you take out the, oh, I don't want to do this, or, why do we have to do this, or why do I have to do this? And watch what happens. 19 is your time. This is what you're passing. Well, you don't have to practice. You know how to do it. Watch what happens. And don't just hand it. Throw it to them. Ready? Oh, you should see yourselves. You're looking great. You're like... Ready? Go. No. Start there. Bring it up. Across just like we did. Ready? And go. Oh my God. 10. Okay, now here's what happened. It broke down. Did you hear it? And when it broke down, everybody lost. See that? If you don't hear anything else, it's just in the way we think. Is this just about me, or is this about the group? I'll give you one more chance. Then I got to quit. I'm running out of time. Ready? And go. Ooh. 5. Oh, you're way ahead. Yeah. 10. 15. Stop. That's incredible. 15 seconds. Now, pull up from the chair. Could you have done that when you came in here? I don't know, like 1:10 or whatever. Well, you probably could have. But you know what? It's like we weren't here to do it. Would you agree? Is the group more focused now or less than when we started? Are you always like this in class? You get more focused? Does it seem to you like an hour and 10 minutes has gone by? No. Well, who made the time go fast? You. It went the same speed it always goes. You went fast. You could do it any time you want to. My president of Consumer just came back. Talked to him yesterday. He was in Indonesia. They're going to build a factory there. He was in it. No, I'll kill myself here, and this is going to ruin the whole day. funny if I just left and never The factories that make horns in Indonesia, you ready for this? Pays $300 a month. 12-hour days, 95 degrees temperature. That's outside. No air conditioning. So it's basically $4,000 a year. And they're so excited. 12-hour days. We're spoiled, aren't we? We get to make music. We get to turn phrases. We get to connect to a language that is universal. And boy, I just tell you, when people are like, I got to read something to you. Oh, God, he's going to read to us. You know, you should never read to people. That's an insult of intelligence. You know that, don't you? So I read this to you now. I want to ask you about something. If you had somebody to work with, now please understand, I'm a musician, and music is dang important to me. Very important. But this person over here is just a gifted, talented, kissed by an angel musician. But the person has this toxic, poisonous attitude. You know, a lot of eye rolling, a lot of that's stupid and all that sort of thing. That's person number one. This person over here, mediocre talent, comes early, stays late, always has a nice thing to say. You know, pleasant to see, always remembers your first name. You want number one or number two?
Number two.
So do they. And you want them that way too. And you know what? There's nothing in this world, as has been proven in the last few weeks, that we can control except one thing: our attitude. Got total control over it. So if it's here, we did it. If it's here, that's what makes us different than the other animals. They operate on instinct. We operate on instinct and choice. Come on. So let me read this to you. And just put your feet flat. And just don't let me look up to see if somebody's not looking. Just look. Because this is just one of the most kick-in-the-face things I've ever read. It's a poem. Oh, guys, never read a poem. The park bench was deserted as I sat down to read. Beneath the long straggly branches of an old willow tree, disillusioned by life, with good reason to frown, for the world was intent in dragging me down. And if that weren't enough to ruin my day, a young boy out of breath approached me. He was all tired from play. He stood right before me with his head tilted down, and he said with great excitement, "Look what I found." In his hand was a flower. What a pitiful sight, with its petals all worn, not enough rain, probably too little light. But wanting him to take that stupid flower and go away, I faked a smile, and I shifted away. But instead of retreating, he sat down next to my side, and he placed the flower to his nose, and he declared with overacted surprise, "Sure smells pretty, beautiful too. That's why I picked it. Here, it's for you." The weed before me was dying or dead. It wasn't vibrant of color, orange, yellow, or red. But I knew I had to take it or the kid was never going to leave. So I reached for the flower and I replied, "Just what I need." But instead of him placing the flower in my hand, he held it in midair without reason or plan. It was then that I noticed for the very first time that weed-toting boy couldn't see. He was blind. I heard my voice quiver. Tears shone like the sun as I thanked him for picking the very best one. "You're welcome," he smiled, and he ran off to play, unaware of the impact he'd had on my day. I sat there and I wondered how he managed to see a self-pitying person beneath an old willow tree. How did he know of my self-indulged plight? Oh, this is so beautiful. Perhaps from his heart he'd been blessed with true sight. Through the eyes of a blind child, at last I could see the problem was not the world. The problem was me. And for all those times I myself have been blind, I vowed to see the beauty in life and appreciate every second that's mine. And I held that wilted flower up to my nose. I breathed in the fragrance of a beautiful rose, and I smiled as I watched that young boy with another weed in his hand, about to change the life of another unsuspecting old man. God, isn't it beautiful? How many times in my own life has one of my students handed me a flower, and my judgment took away the pleasure. Are you familiar with the thing called drum corps? It's people who pay a lot of money to be abused all summer long. I've worked for a little startup drum corps, and this is name dropping, by the way. They're just the sweetest kids in the world, talented beyond it, and they all have names. Now, this group is called the Blue Devils. They're fairly decent. They go, Tim, why are you doing anything with them? Because they know all this stuff won't make a difference unless this stuff is there. Yeah. Now you need to help me. Dr. Stevens was so great, and I mean, he was right. He's been pursuing this for a long time. And I really don't make a habit of going to individual schools, but I know I'd see one of my best friends in the world, Dr. Zembauer. And Alan was just so persistent. I'm like, my God, if he cares enough about those kids to do this, I can crawl on a plane, come see. So would you please thank him and this man over here for doing what they do, please. That was nice. Here's the last thing, and I'll give it back to you, Alan, when I'm done. Does that work? Okay. How many said they're here because of a music teacher? And how many said they could see their face in their mind? You know what? 20 years will go by, and you'll have a speaker in here, and somebody will say, how many are here because of a music teacher? And all those kids will hold up their hands, and they'll say, can you see that person's face in your mind? And they'll go, oh yeah. And they'll see you. They're waiting to see how high you're going to reach so they can come right up behind you. So you, as a human, what you do is part of the curriculum. You're not there to teach the curriculum itself. You're there because you're part of it. And the last thing you have to do is sit and be nice to a stranger and play all my silly games and laugh at the dumb jokes. So I had a better time than you did. I'll give you back to Dr. Stevens. Thanks for a good time.
I got nothing after that. So, thank you again, Dr. Tim. That was awesome, and I really appreciate you being here and following, letting me bug you to get here for 2 years. So, thanks everyone. Have a good week.
Have a good one. Have a good holiday.